Have you ever heard of H.P. Lovecraft? You know, the horror fiction writer who came up with this? If you're into that sort of thing, I have a game that's right up your alley. In fact, even if you don't like horror-inspired games, you need to play They Bleed Pixels. You play as this girl who doesn't really have a name, but she grows lobster claws for hands, so we'll just affectionately refer to her as Lobster Girl. Seems legit. She arrives at an all-girl boarding school and discovers a creepy book. This leads to her having nightmares, which end up being the levels in They Bleed Pixels, but the story wasn't what drew me in at first. It was the gameplay. This isn't your typical platformer. Instead of just jumping on enemies' heads and trying to reach the goal, this game is more focused on combat and a challenging combo system. There's all sorts of ways to beat the crap out of these freaky little monsters. You can stab them with your little lobster arms, or kick them up high to finish a deadly air combo. You can dash into an enemy packing a punch, or you can kick them away into some deadly spikes. Man, for being a scared little girl, she sure can kick some butt. There are all sorts of creative ways to continue a combo, and it all feels really fluid. This is due to the controls, which are fantastic, and it just feels good to move Lobster Girl around. She can double jump as well as wall climb due to her claws digging into the walls, so she can climb around all sorts of obstacles and narrow pathways. This is awesome and really makes the player feel strong, which is important because this game is really hard. It takes a page out of Super Meat Boy's book by putting saw blades everywhere, which are just one of the many things actively trying to kill you in this game. There's all sorts of enemies you gotta watch out for. Suicide bombers, creepy ghosts that look like they're from The Ring, and even broadsword-wielding ninjas? Move over, Cloud Strife. Another thing reminiscent of Super Meat Boy is the fast respawning rate, so you can try each obstacle again quickly. There is a major difference, however, that I don't know if I've seen in another game before this one. You have to set your own checkpoints along the way. Instead of an autosave function or the ability to quick save every few steps, you have to earn your saves by gaining blood and filling your sigil. You get these by comboing enemies or picking up blood splotches throughout the level. I thought this was pretty creative and adds another element of strategy to the game. Good call, Spooky Squid Games. Wow, that's a pretty accurate name, huh? I love the art style in this game too. Obviously the theming is dark and, well, scary, but the pixel art is top notch, and the watercolor aesthetic on the border just adds to the dream world feel, and it blends together nicely. The levels are long, and sometimes you'll have to complete various tasks before progressing, like flipping certain switches or killing packs of enemies. There's collectible pages hidden in each level for the completionist in all of us, and even bonus stages created by the indie community to try out. Tons of content for a nice little price tag. To wrap up, I gotta re-emphasize how hard this game is. It is not for the faint of heart or the easily angered. It doesn't start off too bad, but the difficulty ramps up really fast, and I wouldn't be surprised if you end up not finishing it. That being said, it's an awesome experience, and the melding of beat-em-ups with platforming made it super memorable for me. Check it out if you want, just maybe not right before bed.